Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Natty Teacher. No more training, no more training content. Still, I apologize, man. We will have some starting Sunday. I promise. But I did promise content every single day, and so we're sticking with it. Today's topic. I wanted to list off some of my favorite, and I think this goes for just about anybody. My favorite, most effective protein sources for any athlete, just for bodybuilding in general. This will not apply specifically to natural bodybuilding. This will be for bodybuilding in general. So let's just get right into it. I'm going to be short, concise, to the point. No research-based evidence here. This is just stuff that has worked for me really, really well, and that I would highly recommend to literally anybody, minus a few groups of people, which I will cover in the video. So first and foremost, my favorite number one all-time source of protein, if you haven't guessed it already, you might because it's super stereotypical, chicken breast. Not chicken thighs. Chicken thighs ain't bad. They are pretty high in fat, but chicken breast. Okay, here's a little trick for you. What you can do, hop on Amazon or Google in general and type in the words, 2 words. Amazon's the best way to find it though. Chicken shredder, okay? They are the bomb, okay? You can bake up some chicken breast, grill up chicken breast. You throw it in the chicken shredder while it's still nice and hot. It tears it up into little strips, makes it so easy to eat. You could eat a pound of chicken in probably 3 minutes. It's so easy. But why chicken breast? Okay, first and foremost, for me, what I have found is that chicken breast digests like a dream. It really does. Super, super easy, very easy on the stomach, very, very easy to assimilate. Very rarely are you going to run into somebody who has digestive issues with chicken. If that's the case, obviously maybe it's not for you. Your body's telling you, no, just ain't for you. Maybe you have an allergy to some sort of, some part of the meat. I don't know. Regardless though, my number one, chicken breast, very nutrient dense, but maybe not as nutrient dense as this next one, which is my second favorite, which is lean beef. Okay, usually I would say more specifically lean steak. I like 2 cuts in particular year round. You can have them every single day. I had them when I was in a prep phase, and I have them in my off season as well. My 2 favorite cuts for bodybuilding specifically, you have beef eye of round, okay, very low fat, and you have sirloin, usually sirloin steaks, which again, very, very low in fat. They're easy to see because eye of round just has usually a little small ring of fat around it and super easy to trim off. Literally for like a 5 to 6 ounce portion of that, you're probably looking at all of somewhere between, if you trim it, probably 4 to 8 grams of fat. Per serving. So we're talking single digits amount for some beef. Okay, sirloin, arguably about the same, maybe even lower fat than an eye of round. Both taste really good. You can, I stick to broiling them. So I just cook it in the house. You can grill them, of course. But the nice thing about red meat in particular is it is super, super, super micronutrient dense. Okay, so something like chicken, it has some good, some good nutrients in it. But beef in particular is super micronutrient dense. So it's going to give you a lot of stuff other than just your basic protein and fats. It's going to give you a variety, a wide range of micronutrients you might not be able to get from other food. And from a lot of beef too, you get a little bit of creatine. Always a plus. Okay, next up, ground turkey. Okay, whether you are in the off season or you are in a prep phase, I would never recommend that you go below the 93.7 ground turkey. If you're going into like the 85.15, that would be okay in some scenarios, and if it fits into your particular macros, then I guess it'd be good. But that's a lot of fat. That is a lot of fat if you're going into that 85.15. 93.7, fair amount of fat, but still I think for the portion I eat 150 grams, I think I calculated it out to be like about 12 grams of fat. Not even, maybe 10 to 12 grams of fat, something like that. I have it saved in my diet plan, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But usually pretty low fat, pretty dense in protein as well, and it just tastes really good. You can ground it up, you can bake them. I bake them into burgers and just dip them into like sauce. Now when I'm in prep, you will see that 93.7 will go to like maybe first a 96.4, like 96% lean, 4% fat, and then towards the end when we're really, really pushing down, getting into those last couple weeks, you'll see that go to like a 99.1. Or if I need to like throw in a 99.1 ground turkey where it's super, super lean, like that 1% fat, I could do that a little earlier as well. So yeah, ground turkey is awesome. Now this next one is a controversial one. Whey protein, but specifically whey protein isolate. please be on the lookout for whey protein isolate. Okay, if you do not have a whey intolerance, if your body can digest whey completely fine, which I would assume the vast majority of people that is the case, you can digest it just fine, I would stray away from things that say whey concentrate on them. I've noticed there has been a shift in the fitness community more towards whey isolate, and I am super here for it. I love that. Whey isolate is the cleanest, most pure form, and there's arguably it's called hydrolyzed whey isolate is a little bit more filtered out, but whey isolate for cost effectiveness and also for just overall quality, I think you're going to get the most bang for your buck. Super clean form of whey isolate, super filtered form of whey protein, super filtered form of whey protein. It's awesome. You can blend it with anything. You can put it in with your oats. You can put it in with smoothies. Have it as put it in your gym bag and just mix it in your blender bottle with some water. Tastes just fine. Don't let anybody fool you. You can totally blend it with water. It's fine. Okay. It's super versatile and it's awesome. Now here's the only caveat to this. I am a huge proprietor of whole foods, whole, nutritious, macro and micronutrient dense foods. So I would stay away from the 3, 4, 5 scoops of protein a day. I think even in my off season right now, I know for a fact, in my off season, I still only consume a 1.5 scoops total of protein a day. And that's actually split between 2 meals. So again, please, the majority of your food should be good whole food sources. You don't have to have protein powder. It's a nice supplement to have. It's a great thing to add, but you absolutely do not have to have protein powder to be successful in bodybuilding, but it is a great source. And whey protein isolate, I consider that food. I really do. And I think a lot of people do and should, because it is, yes, it's a powder, but that would be like saying a greens powder isn't greens. Like, it is still a source of food. Just don't overdo it because of some of the added stuff that could potentially be in some of those protein powders, okay? And last but surely not least, okay, and I'm actually going through all of my sources of protein that I have in the day, eggs. And this is not any particular order, by the way, minus the chicken. The chicken and beef, I would say, are 1 and 2 for me. But good old school whole eggs and egg whites, man. We'll kind of combine them, man. Dude, eat your eggs. I know there was a phase in the past like 10, 20 years where they're like, oh, eggs are bad for you because of your cholesterol and all, it's going to ruin your cholesterol and all this kind of stuff, and it has all this fat in it. Dude, whole eggs are awesome. They are so good for you. Super good for your body. Going to give you a ton of energy. They're going to give you some good clean protein. They're going to give you some good healthy fats. You're going to feel phenomenal when you throw those into your diet if you aren't already. Okay, and now this one, I change of scenery. My timer went off on my phone, so it completely cut it off there. So I'll finish what I was saying real quick and go from there. So we're kind of wrapping up anyways. Yeah, no real limit on eggs. As long as your body can digest them, dude, eat them. They're awesome for you. Super clean, awesome, both macro and micronutrient dense source of protein and healthy fats. Dude, go for it. Absolutely. Add some egg whites in there if you want to add a little bit more bulk to it, a little bit more protein. Liquid egg whites are just fine. I'm a big fan of the Bob Evans liquid egg whites for sure. Those are my favorite ones. But anyways, that's it, man. Those are the ones I'm going to cover. I think there was 5 total. Again, to recap, chicken breast, some good lean cuts of steak, ground turkey, whey protein isolate, and some good old eggs. Man, those are going to be my top 5 clean, both prep and off-season sources of protein. You don't got to do anything super drastic between those 2 periods, man. Usually you're just eating more of the cleaner foods you're eating on prep in the off-season, maybe with a few additional things, a little more fruit, a little more vegetables, whatever it might be. But anyways, join me tomorrow as I cover my favorite sources of carbohydrates. And then you can kind of guess where I'm going on Thursday. We're going to cover fats. Anyways, kind of a nice little health and wellness series here. So hopefully you enjoy it. Leave me a like, comment, and a share. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already. And for today, I am the Natty Teacher. And school is out. I'll see y'all tomorrow.